My beloved brothers and sisters, fellow Nigerians, I welcome you again to another segment of this program. We'll be talking about God creating. There was a particular section when I mentioned God said, "Let us create man in our own image." That is to say, there was more than one person talking to another. And I did mention that is an introduction of facilities for creation, that there are materials for creation. So this is why I'm bringing your attention now to God's languages, transmission, and modes. So let us look at the first language. The first language is I am, which we may expand later, but I'm just introducing it. I am the first language, the first authority that appeared, followed by thought, the thought. Then that is followed by feeling. Then the third, ray. So let us look at it. For any message that is being passed, these items are involved. When we shall look at them one by one, you will see how effective they are. Whether you are creating constructively, you are creating negatively, it does not matter. They are employed. So, like we said earlier, you have been given free will. You are the one to use them purposefully. The Ascended Master Saint Germain warned, you cannot use God material for destructive purpose. It's better you were not born than try it. Because the bolt, when it will strike, you yourself, well, you are the experiencer of what happened. So it's needless to tell you, don't do bad. You can imagine people who are doing evil today. If you see what they go through within, and they tell you their story, you will confess you will never belong. So this is the languages I'm able to itemize through my study and study. Then how are these messages channeled out? The first one, sound. That is why God made a statement. Let us. There was a sound that came out. Second, silence. The most powerful. Silence. So communication can be by sound or by silence. My brother, you see with me. So let us quickly look at it again. What are the modes? What are the materials of production of the sound, or either in sound or silence? God is the greatest engineer, the greatest scientist you can ever come to meet. You cannot see, when we shall talk about the creative arm, you cannot see the bottom of God, neither the top of God. You can never know the weight of God, because you are a fragment of God, a little bit, a pinch of God, acting on his behalf wherever you are. That is why he made you master, wherever you are. Remember that. So, what are the modes? So, the first one I want to mention to you, numerals. Let us, two, at least two were involved in that statement. So, these are the first material. The scientist has tried that he was able to identify these things and started using them to develop science. But these are spiritual materials, spiritual instruments that God is using to produce manifestation. If well understood by man, the advantage is clear. So the first one, like I said, numerals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 0, 10. If you look at the figures, the billions and billions we are counting, they are waiting 1, 2, 3 to 9 and 0. So those are figures, numerals. The next one is letters. A, B, C, D to Z. They are letters. By the time you add any 1, 2, or 3 together, they form words. And like I said earlier, it produces sound, command. So letters are there, not ordinary. They are not ordinary. They are parts of the instruments of God's creation. So we are saying, look at letters as the science of God. Look at when I put my hands like this, you have 5. That's numerals. When I raise my hand like this, it's a hand. What makes up the hand? HAND. Letters. You see? So followed by this signs, plus, minus, summation, approximate, etc, etc. They are material by which you combine figures, multiply figures, manipulate figures. These are signs. These are signs. Then when you live there, you talk of symbols. Symbols. When I do this, I form a cross. It's a symbol. I would try to give you a physical example. This is a 5-pointed star. It's a symbol. Have you seen it? This is also a 5-pointed star. This is a cross. It's a cross. It's a symbol. Also in numerals. Another cross. It's a cross. It's a symbol. It's a 3-pointed star. The triangle. It's a symbol. Another 5-pointed star. It's a symbol. The circle, the important circle, is a symbol. It's a square. It's a symbol. It's a square. Beautiful. This 6-pointed star. We shall talk about this when we talk about Nigeria again. It's a symbol. So what I'm trying to say, these are modes, materials with which God puts things into shape. And science discovered them in geometry, trigonometry, and they are being put into use in scientific development. But what was spiritual development? We shall come to that. So that is group of symbols. There are many others. So let us leave symbols. Gestures, body shape, movement are gestures. Wave your hand to a man. The man on that side immediately is saying you should move to his left side. Then you do it to the right. The person he's talking to knows that he wants him to go to his right hand side. Those are gestures. Then another one, premonitions, promptings, intuition. You may have your lashes twitch. You know it's a sign. If it comes from the left, what kind of sign is it? If it comes from the right, what kind of sign is it? So you see, God did not just put these things there. Then we could now talk of colors. Colors. What color am I putting on? Of what significance is it to me? Which I'll look at colors. How they are to the Yoruba man, to the Nigerian man, to spiritual growth. Then what of music? Music. When you hear music, you are inflamed if it's a constructive music. See? So these are the modes by which God communicates and creates manifestation. Will it not be important that man understand them and make use of them for constructive purposes? With the injunction, dare not misuse them. The ascended masters themselves take care in instructing. In fact, they are the only people who instruct you about these things when you are qualified to receive the knowledge. So you have to have qualification, and their qualification is not by your writing exams, physical exams. It's by going through their own exams to make you or give you the ability to receive messages on how to put them into play. You see, so we are saying that God, in His infinite mercy, used materials for creating. The greatest scientist that it can ever come out is God. The greatest physician is God. So, in a nutshell, you cannot see that it is not honorary. The things you are seeing are not honorary. We shall use physical examples to demonstrate the shapes that you are seeing. Why is your coconut round? Why is your mango round? So, what we are saying is that there are instruments which God used.